All right, good. Okay, good morning. Welcome to the third annual Rusty Relics Tractors. It's a fire up and swap meet. It's our third annual, and this is our booth, and we're part of a nationwide company, a club, and it's Early Days Gas Engine Tractors, and we are branch 30 of the Antelope Valley here in California. So come on, we'll take you around, take a look at some stuff. Hey, this is the president of the club, Ron Hansen.
How you doing?
This is America.
This is America. Hi, America. Thanks for visiting.
Okay, we're having a raffle, and we're raffling off one of our hit and miss engines that Ron's going to get Jerry to start for us. And so you can have a raffle of an engine or cash, or an antique pedal tractor, you know, for the kids. You know. So morning. Now over here, a guy. Hey, how you doing this morning?
Good.
Hey, you got a minute?
Yeah.
Hey, we're just doing a little camera stuff, and what kind of motor you got here? That's international, or?
That's an international 1.5 to 2.5 horsepower. It's driving a Marvel number 12 cutoff saw.
Nice piece, and then you got another big engine in front. Did you restore these?
Yes, I restored that 6 horsepower Fairbanks Morris. About a 1922.
Wow. How come you're giving it up? It's such a beautiful piece.
Room.
Seems to be the problem with that. Maybe you should just buy a bigger house. So those are the kind of customers and stuff we get that are classic. They restore some of these old pieces. They can find this stuff all rusty and then just bring it back to you know, almost showroom quality. Nice. And then basically one part of this is a swap meet, and then the second part is our club's, we call it a fire up, and we fire up some of our equipment. So here's some of our equipment. Morning, guys.
Morning. How are you, Dan?
Good to see you guys this
What
morning.
do you
Thanks for
got,
coming
money?
out.
What do you want to buy?
We'll sell you anything.
How much for that John Deere tire?
Take it.
Oh, sold. Okay, so this is one of our club pieces. And basically, this is an engine that would turn. This one was used for a water pump, and it would pump the water. It would run the pump to pump the water out to do the crops for the alfalfa and stuff for this area. But they rescued this piece about 20 years ago, and it's pretty much this is our biggest piece for the show, you know. And when it fires up, which we'll be starting it a little later, it's a 1-cylinder diesel, and man, it really gets going. So this is our Fairbanks Morris engine, one of our best pieces. One of our club members, William. Morning, William. So William's running one of our club pieces. This is called a grist mill, and the old engine runs the grist mill, and they had to literally hand crank. Is that the way it is? Start with corn, regular yellow corn, just like that, right? And what we end up with is a nice fine corn meal. There. So what this piece does is it grinds up the corn to make cornmeals, flours, different things back in the probably 30s, maybe 20s, early 1920s, that kind of thing. And then this is another one of our members, Don Naves. Don's one of our prime restorers. He's been a club member for years, and this is his engine. What kind of engine is that, Don?
1928 Stover, hit and miss, 8 horsepower.
Wow, did you restore it yourself, or?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Real nice.
This belongs to a farmer out on the east side of town.
Wow, what kind of equipment did it run, you think?
This ran a stationary hay baler.
Stationary hay
It
baler.
went to the house and did pump duty for a few years.
Oh, I see.
And then it was surplus and went out in the dirt pile.
Why do they call these hit and miss engines?
Hear it not hitting? It's missing right now. It's missing. Takes a hit, brings it right back up to speed. I can set up the speed control for a certain RPM. When it slows down, it'll talk to the cam. The cam will tell it to take a hit, and it'll bring it right back up to speed. 1928 technology. Not costing anything to run right now. Simple. But this is 1907 technology. It's the same thing.
Wow.
It's a 1907 Nelson Brothers.
Nice. That's real nice pieces. Hey, here's some cars that came in. These are all Ford. You have a couple Model Ts, and then this one's a Model A. And one way to figure out the difference between a Model A and a Model T is the Model T came first, and it had a real narrow fender. And then when they changed, they went to a big wide fender. So this is T and this is A. The A's have the big fenders, you know, as it got more classy. This is a racing Model T, and this was from a gentleman here in the Antelope Valley, family of Rawlings, and real popular, and they took this around the nation running it years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Here's one of our personal pieces, and this has got an interesting story. This is a 1927 Chevy pickup, and when the Great Depression hit, my dad was a little boy, and he can remember and told me that the agricultural people that fed America, they would get more rations, they would get more fuel, they would get different rations that other more common wouldn't get. So what these guys would do is convert their cars into tractors, and they blamed the president at the time, Hoover, President Herbert Hugh Hoover, I'm sorry. And so they called it a Hoover wagon, and basically it's a pickup that's been converted into a tractor so the guy could get, but it's kind of interesting the way they did it. And they stripped them down, and they had kits, and they would put different gears to make it into a tractor to get more rations. So that's kind of interesting. This is one of our own personal pieces that I found at a local garage sale and instantly bought it from the guy. So. Okay, had to get a little water there. Started to warm up. This is our 1917 Thrasher, and what you might know this today as a combine. And what they would do is feed it the wheat into this machine, and it would separate the wheat from the stalk and throw out the stalk and rebag the wheat kernels. So this is the early beginning Thrasher, 1917. And then this unit this is another local piece for the alfalfa business, and this is a baler, and it's probably the late teens, maybe the 1920s, but you would come in and pitchfork your hay into the hopper, and this arm here rotates up and down to smash the straw down in there, and then it would drive it back to create the bales here. There'd be two men wrapping the wire, and then your finished product would be coming out here. Another uniqueness is that it didn't have no engine to it, so you had to supply an engine. So the way they do it is they run this belt between a stationary or a tractor, and that would literally keep the baler going. So the tractor ran the baler, and the baler, you know, so kind of 1920s technology. Okay, you're gonna have to go around this tree here. This is what I love to do. This is my hobby. I find a guy that's getting rid of this piece of SHIT, right? He wants $800 for it, you know? I'm gonna try to work him a little bit, okay? But you look at different things of this old tractor, you look for rarities, you look for conditions. It may be rusty, but if you'll notice, there's no dents or anything into the piece, so somebody probably took real nice care of this. It got thrown outside, broke down, you know. It probably even runs. He's got a temporary battery in here to get it started. This kind of looks temporary. But what we do is we buy these, we study them, find out exactly how they came from the factory. And then we repaint them, and we try to get them to look like this. This is also an international. It's a rarity because of its height. It's a real common Farmall M, which is common. The only thing, this has got the height, because this was a cotton picker. As the industry aggressive, they would put the picker onto the tractor, and it'd pick and then when they were done, they'd pull the picker off and then put a plow or whatever. But we found it and repainted it. It had good tires, just runs great, you know, and it's a real family heirloom to us now. So my wife bought this hay trailer, and it's a 15-person hay trailer, so we hook the two together and we go for hay rides and stuff like that. It's fun. We put the whole family up there and go cruising around. But that's what we do. We buy the older tractors, fix them, put new tires on them, and try to bring them back to life, you know. So that's what's behind this club. Here's a piece that might have gone to it. This is probably early 30s to 40s, and it was called a grain drill seeder. So they would put seed into these hoppers, and as the tractor pulled it, it would distribute the seed throughout the field. So it's a seeder, but they called it a grain drill seeder because it would drill it down into the soil. So it's kind of an interesting piece. And of course you got your disc, and this is such a big piece and I don't have nothing for it, so we might dismantle it. And what the cowboys are doing now is they're taking these discs and they're turning them into almost like a wok. So when you're out camping, you throw your disc out there and you cook your food and you get them all clean, so they turn them into frying pans. It's kind of an interesting theory, but I've seen a couple of them. You know, and every once in a while, as a collector of tractors, the reason I do it is because of my dad. He served in World War II, and you know, meant a lot to me, and he would make asphalt roads throughout the country, and he ran the roller that would compact the asphalt to make the roads. And so I bought me a roller in memory of my dad. It's a real small one. Dad called these pup rollers. So it was the right price. You know, and the guy told me, he said, this one comes with a story. I said, oh really? And he says, this came from Dodger Stadium. And when they moved from Brooklyn, from Ebbie Field to Los Angeles, they brought this with them. This is a 1951, and they moved out to Los Angeles, I think, at 57, 58. And this, I think they got their stadium done in the early 60s, and this was at the stadium for years. One of the contractors got a hold of it, and I got it from the contractor. So right now, another fun thing is trying to research and get letters of authenticity to prove the fact that it was sold to the Dodgers and then came. And I think if I do that, then this might be quite the collectible piece for me someday. You know, kind of interesting. Just, you know, you can't drink beer all the time, so this is something to kind of keep you busy.
All right, anytime.
Okay, so that was thanks for coming to the show this year, walking around with us, taking a look at our stuff. And on behalf of the Rusty Relics and our Early Day Gas Engine Association of America, my name's Dan Morgan, and we'll see you all next year.